Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the headquarters of the Liberia Football Association here in Congo Town. My name is Anthony Kukwe. Welcome to the 2025-2026 Orange Cup draw as we continue to host another football competition, exciting football competition for that matter, as we progress with the ongoing league season. In today's draw, it's going to be for the two categories, as always, the men's category and the women's category. For today's draw, I'm here alongside the competitions and club licensing manager of the Liberia Football Association, Mr. Joel Freeman. Good afternoon, Joel. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Anthony. Good afternoon to our many viewers. It's a pleasant thing to be back here and another edition of the Orange Cup draw. Fresh year, so much energy.
I mean, this is a competition, the Knockout Cup, that always brings shocking results with teams in lower league, sometimes upsetting teams in the upper league, or sometimes results that we just don't expect. I mean, what do we expect from this season Orange Cup as well?
As always, when we started the tournament, usually comes with surprises, and for me, there'll be no surprise for me. But the expectation is high, and our clubs are also prepared. We see how the leagues so far they are going in the table, so it shows that we're up for some major upsets. Last year we had it as early as the first round in the men's category. We also had some in the women's category, and then the bigger surprises in the latter stage of the competition. Let's see how it goes this year.
From the initial stage, we also saw D17 knocking out FC Facel, who were unbeaten in the league at that time. But I mean, it was a shock to everyone to see FC Facel leaving the Knockout Cup at that stage. The tournament comes with a special kind of feeling. It's a single game situation, and it's what you put in the most at the moment. FC Facel league leaders at the moment, eventual winners at the end of the season. But not that in the second division, newcomer. It shows during the knockout a lot of surprises. But not only in the FC Facel case, I have to use Invisible 11 as a regular example. In a tournament like this, they've always stood out in the last two editions. They've gone to final. Yes, they've gone to final, they've gone to semi-finals, they've gone to quarter-final. But I mean, relative, try to compare their performance in the league and then the cup. They seem much more stronger in the cup. So, like we said, we have to see a big thing. Also in the women's category, we have seen this where Warriors progressed to the final, and then unfortunately they missed out on the final. I mean, are we going to see them progressing this time again to the final?
Our precedent case has shown teams either qualified from the lower league or teams don't work in the lower league. They always show strength in the cup division. What girls you mentioned as finalists in the last division did not make it. Shatta came a year before from the lower league and then they won the league. Push Your Queens were a initial surprise, but they didn't last till the end. So let's see what happens this year. There are a few newcomers and we see they don't well in the league already. So
let's see what happens in this year's draw or this year's edition of the Orange Cup, both men and women's category. So we are going to begin with the women's category draw, and now we're going to invite the women's football manager of the Liberia Football Association, Ms. Edita Massacre, to join us on stage to do the picking for us during the draw. Good afternoon, Edita. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Anthony, and thanks for having me.
Great. So we're going to begin, like I said, with the women's category. So at this moment, I will turn over to the competitions manager, who's going to drill you through relative to who are those things placed in which spot as we go through the draw. Mr. Freeman, it's over to you.
So Anthony and Alita, moving up here to our main viewers around the world. We're back for another edition. These are two parts. Part one containing upper women league top performers in the first 8 ranks, and then part 2 containing upper women league lower 4 performers, and then the first 4 teams from the lower women's division. This competition is made of 16 clubs, 12 from the upper women's division and then 4 from the lower women's division. So in part 1, the balls colored pink represent the top 4 teams, basically the Determined Girls, Shatta, Wild Girls, and that of Spartan FC. And in the orange balls, we have middle table teams. They also pair the top 4, middle 4 teams. And then in the green, in the part 2, there are green balls with the bottom 4, and then the translucent and transparent balls represent lower women's league teams ranked 1 to 4. So the pair is going to be part 1 against part 2, but primarily focus on colors or balls arrangement. So The pink colored balls are going to be paired against the green colored balls, meaning pink colored ball from part 1 will be chosen for a pair against the green colored ball from part 2. And the situation will reverse in another case where we'll have orange going against the transparent. Orange representing the middle table teams currently on the table, and our middle table teams include Liberia Angels, Small Town Senior Female Professionals, and that of Tap Tap FC. So what must we do, Alita?
Yes, ma'am.
Go back on stage in another experience. Like Anthony said, what do we hope to see from the women's football department first? What do you have as a special package? Is there anything we need to look out for relative to the competition, the spice it brings, the new innovations?
So about women's football right now, the competition is growing. It's spicing up. The girls are gearing up to fight for what they believe that it's a competition, but they want to be champions as well. So it's not an easy ride. It's going to be a tough one. Not something you can decide anytime soon.
We've had so much dominance with determined girls.
Yeah, so as you can see, we have Shatta, who has always been there, putting up the fight. We have War Girls, that is also another strong team. And we have Bushra Queens, they are putting another fight. So obviously, it's going to be a fight, not easy one. It was so tough, Small Town. Small Town is just promoted, but they are good on the field. So that is a kind of competition that we hope to see. We hope that the way we used to determine the winners before the league has ended, we hope we don't have that. And like I say, bravos to the teams that are putting up fight.
So, what much we do, we're going to start the pair. Manager, and for match number 1 in the women's category, we'll ask that you pick from part 1, one of the ball colored orange.
Okay.
Representing the middle table teams. Currently.
Yep.
Small Town FC.
Small Town FC.
We just talked about Small Town. Just qualified from the Lower Women's League. They lost the last league match over the weekend. They currently sit at the middle of the league with some attractive performance so far. Let's see who Small Town face. They're making their debut appearance in the competition as well. It's the first time. They took a transparent ball from the lower league. Let's see who they paired against. Fresh on lower league, Small Town will be paired against Lower League 2.
Lower League 2.
So the Lower Women's League team ranked number 2 after December 20 will be paired against Small Town during round 1 of the Orange Cup 2025-2026 season. Wow. Match number 1, Small Town, Lower League 2. Any expectation?
Yeah, although we don't know the team yet from the lower league, so we cannot jump to conclusion. But I know that the lower league too has grown into competition. There's a lot of competitive teams, so yes, it's going to be a fight. It's not an easy round.
Do you foresee any rivalry in the preliminary round? Any two major rivals facing each other?
That is a 50-50 chance, so we look forward to see what we get.
Alright, so we move on to match number 2. This time we'll pick first from part 2. We'll pick a green ball representing teams currently placed at the lower 4 seats in the upper women's division. And this pair is going to be against teams in the top 4.
F Angel FC.
F Angels FC, the Northside Girls. They were winners of the FA Cup before. They used to be a very tough team. Still put on some attractive performances as well. They lost over the weekend at home. Let's see who they play against in the upper women's top 4. Who can we have from the pink colored ball? Avengers over the years was known for their dominance. Dominated the league, both League Cup.
Shatta FC.
Shatta Angels and F Angels. Both Angels will compete in round 1 of the women's category of the Orange Cup. Shatter and Earth Angels. Tough clash.
Yeah.
Okay, without much delay, we want to move on to match number 3. This time we'll pick from part 2 first. And we'll pick a green ball first.
Leading Warrior FC.
Leading Warrior FC. Freeport Savannah Drive Highway Club, formerly DC Shooters. Still struggling with form in the league so far. So green is played against orange. Okay. It's played against orange. Let's see what Leading Warrior face.
Tap Tap FC.
Leading Warrior face Tap Tap, who won their last game against Small Town in the upper women's division. They are another debutant to the competition. They'll be facing Leading Warriors that's already grounded. So far, Anthony, what are the rounds we have for the games?
Well, so far we have picked 3 matches in the women's category of the Orange Cup draw. In match 1, we have Small Town FC going against Lower Women League 2, so that will be determined after December. And then in match 2, we have F Angels going against another Angels, precisely Shatter Angels. And then in match 3, we have Leading Warriors going against Tap Tap FC. That's so far for the women's category draw, as we continue to see who are those that are going to prepare in the remaining matches of the women's category.
3 out of 8 games, Alita Masako, the women's football manager, is our guest. And we're privileged to have you here, bringing international experience. Now we're down with a few games to go. Do we foresee any rivalry? I keep asking about rivalry in the first round. I know we had rivalry last year. The Shatter determined games clash.
Yeah.
We had it very early. This time around, Shatter is facing Angels. Okay. Well, kind of pick for us one of the teams ranked in the top 4, pink ball. Each of the current dominant teams in upper women's division.
Ria Moja FC.
Ria Moja in fiery form. They lost Delphine Blau, who was one of the top scorers, to also a major rival, the Team Girls FC. Surprisingly, they're still winning. I mean, they've won 3 straight games, and the performance, first to be in the top 4 of the league at this moment, is kind of surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite surprising looking at the recruitment done by other teams before the start of the league season. We didn't hear much about Ria Moja recruiting new players or additional players out of foreign players of the house in the league. So it's quite surprising, but that's the league, and sometimes teams that you find currently in the top 4, maybe top 5 as the league progresses, if they don't maintain their current form, they're going to drop on the league table. But that's the game of football, surprises occur, and sometimes other teams that you expect to dominate, they obviously dominate. Like we see Shatter and Determined Girls that are still in the top 4. I mean, those are 2 teams that we expect them to be in our position at this point. So it's all based on our performance, our preparation, and our investment as well. So if they drop, then I mean that's the game of football where you have teams in the lower position of teams that you don't expect to defeat bigger teams, going up to upset those teams. But I mean, we look forward to seeing more drama and
so it's funny how you remember the history of Determined Girls and Shatter, but forget the history of Ria Moja. Ria Moja have always been a team that bring off new girls, youth, and they're always the one that sell out to bigger teams. So it's no surprise for us that Ria Moja is capable of what they're doing, because they are showing with time. So let us not forget that Ria Moja remain constant foes to the women's league, and they have proven over the years.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're not underrating Moja. We're just looking at the recent form and how they've picked up, how they fluctuated as well in terms of dominance. They used to do well. It's good to see them in top shape. But let's see who Real Moja face at this point in time. We're going to play against a transparent ball, most likely lower women league team, where we usually have surprises. Let's see. I know the lower league Monroe Academy story.
Lower League 1.
Lower League 1, we play against Ria Moja. We'll see after December who Real Muja's actual opponent B, whoever occupies the slot 1 in the Pro Women's League up to December 20 will face Real Muja during this clash. Manager, we'll pick another ball, this time orange ball. We'll start with the middle table team. Yep. Here. Okay.
Senior female professional.
Senior female professional. Another top performing club. They had a great run last season. Over the years, again, the only upper women's division team with 100% Liberian players. They hold that record. Currently have some of our best female players as well. I know Evelyn Jackson is in our team. I know other Boro. So let's see who senior female professional is played against. Pick for us a good ball. In round 1.
Bourgeois Queens.
Bourgeois Queens, CFA professionals, Bourgeois Queens. Anthony, we still have an area Rari. There are 2 upper women's league team. Bourgeois Queens have done a good run so far. They're struggling. They've conceded several defeats. They're way down at probably the least team in the league. They've lost 5 games during the campaign already. It's a major blow.
So let's not forget that football is full of surprises. That's one thing we should keep in mind. It doesn't matter where you sit on the table, but when it's another competition, the fight is different. So look forward to that.
With such dangling form, you're going against one of the best teams in the league. We hope to see what the fixture brings. This encounter will take place in February 2026. That will be the first round of the women's professional place competition. Whilst the men will start a bit earlier. So between now and February, a lot of preparation can be carried out. And let's see how well both teams face each other. But we look forward to a good game. Per the fixture, it seems to be an exciting match. I don't know, run us through the selection so far. Well, with progress.
Thank you very much, Joel. We have had a couple of exciting pairings so far in the women's category of the Orange Cup draw. In match 1, we have Small Town FC against Lower League 2. In match 2, we have F Angels going against Shatter Angels. In match 3, we have Kneeling Warriors going against Tap Tap. In match 4, we have Real Muja FC going against Lower League 1. And match 5, we have Sion Female Pro going against Bourgeois Queens. Those are the pairings so far in the women's category, as we are left with 2 more matches to complete the pairing or the grouping of the women's category of the Orange Cup draw.
So, the 3 games left to complete. Our manager will do this as fast as possible, as gentle as we can, so that our followers, our stakeholders, one of the investments can see who's going to be paired against who as we complete the last 3 match pairings. This time we're going to start with the pink colored balls representing our top 4 teams at the moment. Who's there?
War Girls FC.
War Girls FC. Last season's finalists, they lost the grand final to the German Girls. They also lost the Super Cup to the German Girls. They started off a bit slow. They've won a couple of games in recent time. They won the last game away at North Star. They also had major recruitment, boost, transfer a lot of players as well. They had some change in leadership. Do you expect anything better from War Girls than we saw last season?
So obviously, War Girls has shown progress from the way they organize themselves, from the practice page, from the social media engagement. So obviously, we expect to see a lot more because there's a lot of organization being done in the team, and we hope that it affects the player as well.
And then how does the organization of War Girls administratively turn out influence the performance of the team?
Well, it has a great influence because once the team is well organized, I mean, it transcends to the page where the players the officials all are in the right mind to progress and make the impact in the league, because if you don't have those organizations, I mean, it's definitely going to affect the entire team, where the coach and the players are not in a friendly environment. I mean, the game is also about the mind, so you have to be mentally focused, mentally strong to go into this competition. So looking at their performance in the league, looking at their investment that they have made, and then the organization, and then the social media engagement that is bringing up more fans to them. I mean, they will always be looking out there to make their fans proud and put themselves among those teams that you can count on, you can list among those top performing teams when it comes to winning football in Liberia. So obviously, it has an effect on the team performance, and we hope to see the same performance that they have been carrying out in the previous edition of the Women's Orange Cup, so that they can progress to the final. They have gone the last two editions to the final. Let's see if they will be able to progress this time around to the final.
So, like what girls' counterparts, Shatta and Real Muja initially picked, they will pair against one of our lower league teams. So our manager will tell us from the selection of the random selection to pick for us a ball, and let's see who will girls face in round 1.
Lower League 4.
Lower league team ranked spot number 4 will face World Girls FC. 2 more games to go. Can I pick for us one of the champion box, pink? So the pots, it tells us the league leaders and league champions. 10 girls will line up here.
See Temi girls.
And let's complete the pair and see who the Temi girls face in round 1 of the competition, lower league.
Lower League 3.
Lower league team ranked at spot number 3. Before we select the final match, or before we officially put out the final match on best for us to see, I'm more concerned about the lower league clubs. They are good clubs there. Like I'm going to mention, we've had upsets. And right now it's just random numbers 1 to 4. But I mean, there teams we can pinpoint with the potential of causing havoc for the upper women clubs.
So it's a new season. I don't think football bring uncertainty. So as I said before, I don't think we should point out people, because at the point of the time, there's a lot of surprises. It could be that the lower league could dominate or the upper league could dominate. So it's all about football. In our local society, we say football don't have honor. So at this stage,
I will ask you to finally pick out the last ball, beginning with part 2. Yes, part 2. Let's see.
Okay.
Take your time.
Right.
You want to play?
Yes, it's finally out.
Finally out. It's giving us so much trouble to come out.
Who else? Falconet FC.
Falconets complete the lower upper women's league lower 4 teams, and should be paired against middle table manager. Can you pick for us? So it's Falconets relatively to the competition.
Ravia Angels FC.
Against Liberia Angels, one of the household name in upper women's football. They started off fine. Eventually, they're currently in the middle zone of the league at spot number 5. They have the league leading scorer as well. So, Falconets are making a debut into the competition and facing an experienced team as Liberia Angels. They've always progressed beyond the stage. The question is, can Falconet stop this?
Obviously, because when we look at the history of Falconet, they always been at the stage of uncertainty that you cannot tell what they produce. At one minute you feel they are at the lowest, at the next minute you see that they progress. So obviously we cannot tell the surprise that Falconer is going to pull up. Like they're going to keep you tuned to the TV. That's what I know.
Okay, so Falconer is going to keep us tuned. I'm going to run us through the full list of matches for the upper women's for the women's category of the Orange Cup 2025-2026 before we take leave of Madam Manager.
Thank you very much, Joel. Thank you, Alito. So that's how we conclude the women's category draw of the Orange Cup, the 2025-2026 Orange Cup draw, live here at the headquarters of the Liberia Football Association. So we have a exciting lineup of pairing in the women's category. In match 1, we have Small Town FC going up against lower league team rank number 2. Match number 2, we have F Angels going up against Shatter Angels. We have Dean Warriors versus Startup in match number 3. Match number 4, William Munja paired against the lower league team ranked number 1. We have match number 5, Sion Female Pro, one of last year's semi-finalists, paired against Bourgeois Queens. We have the finalists, War Girls, paired against the lower league team ranked number 4 in match number 6. Match number 7, we have the champions, Determined Girls, being paired against lower league team ranked number 3. In match number 8, we have Falconers going against another semi-finalists of last year's edition, Riviera Angels. So that completes the pairing of the women's category of the 2025-2026 Orange Cup draw.
Okay, so so far we've entered one version of the draw 2025-2026. Madam Manager, what's your impression so far?
So as it's always been for the LFA and for the staff here, is progression. We try to progress from one way to another. Want to say thank you to the innovative competition manager, thank you to the innovative media manager, and these are the things we do that help to progress our league at large. So thank you guys.
Thank you so far. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we want to run through the men's category draw and a full-fledged, another surprise set, different format. Let's see what happens when we return.
You see it, right? I see it. They split everything down. They're playing shut up. That's the way you send the boys to the game home. So they're about. You. Take your strap. Miles out. Yeah. So the lower league, which team is called lower league? No, after the face. You know what you're for? You know what you're for? But if you see when they say it, you want to do it. You can't do it. You put tape on it.
They made from Oro.
I'll put my shoulder for that. I'll smile, right? Oh, it's happy.
What's your mom?
Yeah, discussion on your.
Yeah.
But you can't be calling Shemon so can't you before we start?
I mean, tell me go ahead,
But it's about to come out.
Just be quiet.
Quick. We got to call Shemon and count down. The time we don't call him to count down. Before we start.
Go ahead. Nothing, you say you live here, you can't work on what you are.
1, 2.
Alright, good afternoon once again. Welcome to the headquarters of the Liberia Football Association. My name is Anthony Kukwe, and we are here for the 2025-2026 Orange Cup draw. And of course, for those of you who just joined us, we have completed the draw for the women's category of the Orange Cup. Just a reminder, and for those of you who just joined us, to know exactly the pairing in the women's category of the Orange Cup draw. In match 1, we have Small Town FC going against Lower League team ranked number 2. That will be noon in December. We have match number 2, F Angels versus Shatter Angels. Match number 3, we have Nini Warriors up against Tap Tap FC. Match number 4, Ria Munja FC against Ruin Lower League team ranked number 1. Match number 5, Sion Fume Pro, one of last year's semi-finalists, up against Bourgeois Queens. In match number 6, we have Warriors going up against Lower League team ranked number 4. Match number 7, we have the champions, the Tamil Girls, paired against Lower League team ranked number 3. Match number 8, 500 FC up against Revia Angels in the women's category. So now, up next is the men's category, where we're going to go through the pairing. So to begin, we now turn over to the competitions manager, Mr. Joel Freeman.
Yes, Anthony, so welcome to our viewers, in case you're just following. This is the Orange Cup draw with the Liberia Football Association and the 2025-2026 edition of the competition period. So this year we're having a slight change in the men's category format, and we'll take a lot of time to show our viewers and our stakeholders through the process. Customarily, we have 30 clubs, as in 16 Division 2 and then 14 Division 1. This year we're having 31 clubs, an increment in the participants. So the format of the competition had to change in order to suit the number of participants. So unlike the last previous editions we've held, where we progressed from the preliminary round straight up and then we go, this time around is a little different. First, we're going to start off with an elimination format. In the elimination, we're going to have 2 clubs competing for 1 slot, and the winner from that match is going to move on to round 2 and play with the other clubs, making it 30 clubs in total. So to determine the elimination stage participant, we first have to review the performance of teams from the last season. So performance-wise, the elimination focused on teams with the heaviest defeats. So last season preliminary edition, we had Mighty Enforcer conceding 7-0 to, they lost 7-0 to Sino MPA in the preliminary round. Enforcer FC is no longer in the second divisions league, they've already been relegated. So automatically Enforcer cannot be factored into this equation. Other losers include CC United, they lost 4-0 to Pax FC in the preliminary round as well. That was on November 9, and it's the heaviest defeat of the start law. And we had 3 other clubs losing with the same margin, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Interestingly, they didn't only lose 3-0, they also had the same number of cautions during the course of the match. So Nima Kwalo lost 3-0. MPA Anglos also lost 3-0 to Discoveries FC. And then LPRC Olos lost 3-0 to Watanga. And Nima Kwalo lost to B Mountain FC. So in that vein, the 3 clubs, they've been paired in 1 pot for a random selection. Whoever comes out of that pot will be paired against CC United in the elimination match. So it's CC United versus the 1 lucky team between Nima Kwado, NPA Ankos, and LPRC Oilers. So, Anthony, that's the first change to the format. Based on the result from this match, the winner from this is a single match. In fact, it's not home and away. It's a single one-off match, and the winner from this match will join the other teams in round 2, and that will be the winner from round 1. Will combine with other clubs, whilst we have the 2 finalists from the last edition seated for round 3. Blackman Warriors, defending champion, and Leska FC were finalists last year. They will wait in round 3 And then round 2, we'll have 28 clubs. The 27 are already waiting for the winner from CC United and whoever that is paired against or based on this selection. So
now we'll proceed with the elimination draw to pick from the elimination pot.
So to begin with the draw, we want to usher in the TDS coordinator, former national team player, and household name in Liberian football. We've invited Mr. Nathaniel Shimon to serve as our guest, our special panel for selection during the course of this 2025-2026 National League Orange Club draw. Welcome, Mr. Shimon.
Thank you.
Thank you. It feels great having you on the stage. We've been so blessed with your presence, evident of the work you've done with the kids in our TDS program. So we are at a critical stage. This time around we're selecting clubs based on an open draw process for the 2025-2026 Orange National League edition. We have part 3 with 4 balls, 3 transparent and 1 with the yellow color. In the 3 color balls, we have NPA anchors, we also have LPRC orders, and we have NIMA party. In the first set of this draw, we're going to randomly pick 1. So you stare the balls in the pack for us, and whoever comes out of that pack will face CC United in round 1 of the Orange Cup elimination stage. So, very much we do. We want to ask you to please start the process.
Thank you very much.
CC United, former 2nd Division League champions, former 3rd Division League champions.
LPRC.
CC United will play 1st Division outfit LPRC Oilers in the elimination category. And this stage of the competition is scheduled for November 28, 29, and 30. So, Anthony, we've concluded the elimination play already. It's CC United versus LPRC Oilers. With this, we can confirm that the slots for teams in round 2, we can now proceed. The ball colored yellow is the one for the winner from this time, CC United and LPRC Oilers. So, and the other 2 balls represent NPA anchors and that of Nima Padu SC. So we'll take a short break and be back shortly.
Alright, welcome back and thank you very much. We have completed the elimination draw of the men's category where CC United will take on LPRC Oilers later this month to determine who progresses to the next stage of the competition. So now we're going to proceed further to the next stage of the draw, where we have 2 pots here. One of these pots representing first division, and the other pot representing the second division. And within this pot, where you have the transparent balls, you also have one yellow ball there representing the winner from CC United for this quarter match, who's going to be paired against the team that's going to be picked from the second division pot. So without further ado, now turn over to the competition's director, Joel Freeman, to proceed.
So thank you, Anna, once more. Shamo,
Yeah.
we have Division 2 clubs this time in one pot. We have Division 1 clubs in one pot as well. And like Anthony said, we have a special club for the winner of the elimination match. In the preliminary rounds, usually there can be rivalry games, there can be tough encounters. From your experience, both as player and as administrator, how do you see the proceedings in terms of the FA Cup so far?
I think over the period it has been great, and I've had a lot of experience as a player. I remember one time with BYC, we had a situation against Habe Athletic, and we went out. So this is all about the small guys sometimes getting at the big team. They give you an unexpected result, and that's a good part about it. People love it. People love to see the smaller team coming, and I think it's a good thing over the period. Or I've been working very well, and I hope that there could be a lot of rivalry, having some of the small club biking some of the big club from up, and I actually want to love to watch that.
Okay, so let's see what happens. We'll pick the first pair. This time we'll start with pot 2, representing the second division members. Kindly stay for us. Let's see who comes out as pick number 1. This is the draw representing stage 2 of the competition. Stage 1 is based on elimination. Stage 2 now is who plays who. Nimakwado FC was Sunny Pule. Still battling form. Anthony, they've had changed the manager. They've not been at the very best in the last 2 seasons. What do we look for with Nimakwado? Shemo, for the history, how do you see Nimakwado?
A team that started this season struggling in terms of performance. The coach had to leave, had a new coach coming back. Let's see what's going to happen going to the Orange Cup. I hope they can pick up the form like the Nimakwado we used to know back then, competing. And I think it's a tough season for them, but I hope they can get back to the best.
So let's see who Nimakwado face from part 1. Can it be for us any ball extremely Discoveries FC. Nimakwado will play against Discoveries FC. Another team has also they have a little dip in form so far. They've also not been at their very best. Last season by this time, Discoveries they were knocking horns, they were shutting doors. I see they started a bit slow. Could this be a good fixture for both sides? Either side will be in form.
Yeah, I think Discovery has a unique style playing football, and I love to watch them play. Yes, they struggle from the beginning of the season, but I think this could be a wake-up call for them now in the Orange Cup. And I see this will be a very tough match. You can just say who's going to win this football. There's a possibility one of the clubs want to take the advantage to move to the next stage. But I want to wish the best team on that day and in that match all the best.
Okay, so match number 1 is Discovery. Nimakwado versus Discovery. So let's see Shemo, the second pick. This time we'll start from part 1. Part 1. Shemo, part 1.
Go part 1, right?
Yes, we want to pick one of the first division teams first. Let's see who comes out. And just for a reminder to our followers, both Leicester FC and Blackburn Warriors, they're not in this part, they're exempted corps. Watanga FC, league leaders. Watanga will face, can they pick for us Watanga's opponent from part number 2. Watanga is ahead of the league by 1 point. They've enjoyed winning league titles in recent time. They had a tough season last year. Watanga will go against second division outfit
District 17 FC.
District 17 FC. District 17 last year created one of the shock in the preliminary round with knocking FC Facel out. I mean, at the time where Facel seemed untouchable, District created that room and Facel went out of the competition. Could we see similar with Watanga this year?
So, like I said to you earlier, this is exactly what we want to see, what we love to see in the FA Cup. Watanga in fine form, doing very well, topping the league table. A very good team. District 17, yes, a promising team with a lot of young players in the team. And I think it's going to be a tough game. It's not a walk in the park for Watanga based on the history in the FA Cup. And I think Watanga got to be careful looking at this show.
Interestingly, both clubs have new managers for the season. And like you talked about Watanga form, but District has also started the season really well. They've made it to the top 4 of the second division league in the last 2 weeks. It shows progress. They've never been at a height. So let's see what offset this fixture can cost. But we still want to go for more games. Shema, can you pick for us one of the balls in part 2? Let's see which second division team hosts a first division team this time around. Let's get out to the count.
Probably, who knows? Compa FC.
Compa FC, Lima based Compa FC, another team with ups and downs. Let's see who Lima faces. Compa FC, Compa Stadium, Lima Quado, Compa Stadium. Wow.
Jubilee FC.
Compa FC faced Jubilee FC. Last year, Compa lost to Jubilee in the league. They lost to Jubilee massively. I think it was 4 goals margin. Now they're coming to a knockout competition. Jubilee fresh, supposed to be rejuvenated. Going to a competition of such. What can we see? What can we look for?
So, looking at Jubilee, just coming back, we know they are coming back with a lot of force, wanting to show, wanting to stand the authority. But I think it's a bit challenging for them, taking into consideration preparation for the season. Compa, yes, they started the season not too fine, they are struggling, but I think to some extent they are one step ahead in terms of preparation.
Yes.
But again, like I said, Jubilee we want to show something. Yes, we are back in the first division, and we are here to show that we are back. So I think this is going to be a tough game, and it might go either way. But I think Jubilee stand a downside in this picture.
Okay, so we'll pick match number 4 quickly, and this time around we'll go with first division. What do we have?
Ghana FC.
Ghana's FC, newly promoted first division club. They're in the top 4 of the league. They've given us really surprising results in recent times. They had a stunning win over Oligisi. Oligisi had a fine run in the second division last season. Ghana just defeated Oligisi 4-2 at the Tucson field over the weekend. Let's see who Ghana will face. They're very good form. They had a lot of out of comfort zone games. But second division clubs can be very unpredictable at this point.
Pax FC.
Pax FC. Ghana's FC will play Pax FC in round 2 of the competition. So far, Anthony, we've covered 4 games. We can run us through the games.
Thank you very much, Joel, and thank you to our viewers out there. I mean, quite interesting pairings here in the men's category of the Orange Cup 2025-2026. So far, In the elimination round, we have CC United up against LPRC Oilers. That's the elimination category. And for the next stage, where we have the bearings, we have Lima Quadro up against Discoveries FC. We have Watanga FC up against District 17 that caused an upset in the other stage of last season Orange Cup. We also have Gompa FC going up against Jubilee FC. And match number 4, we have Gardnersville FC up against Bash FC so far.
So I mean, what's your take on the game so far? Shemo, Anthony, how do you see the bearings? Where does it take us as a federation? How do you see the level of competition in terms of the team's performance across the leagues?
So, looking at the league since it started, I want to be particular to Ghana Bay. So, I've been following of late. You notice they are a free scoring team. If you look at the last game, they've been scoring a lot. But again, if you look on the other side, you see they start to concede as well. So I think that is a problem for them. But this fixture, what I love for this, as well for the knockoff, there's always surprises. And I know we're going to have a lot of surprises, and we're going to see a lot of good games. We're going to see huge competition. And I think on the overall, it's going to be good for us to watch. We're going to see amazing football from all of the different clubs. And I hope, again, that the best team will come out as the winner.
Okay, well, the best thing comes out as the winner. Anthony, what's the take so far? We've had 4 games.
I think interesting pairings is the Orange Cup. Sometimes you won't just conclude based on the performance of the team within the league at the moment, because the Orange Cup is a different tournament. You have teams going into those competitions with different momentum. They have some of them giving their status within the league. They just conclude that looking at the immediate fixture we have within the league, you cannot proceed or cannot go in the top 4. We just have to fight to stay within the league, so we're going to place our focus on the Orange Cup or the NACA Cup. So at the end of the day, you see those teams that are in the lower position in the league are the ones who are progressing further in the Orange Cup. On the other hand, you also have teams performing both in the league and in the Orange Cup. So they are quite interesting pairings so far, and the elimination match between CC United and LPRC Colors is going to set the pace for the competition within the Cup.
So we look forward to what happens in the coming rounds of games. But Shema, we're still back to it. This time I want to go back to Division 2, where we have the 7 division clubs playing part number 2. And let's see who comes out this time around. Do we first say Southeast?
Every Ghana, the people celebrating in Ghana, they ran into the party.
Like it's unpredictable backs. They've scored a couple of goals in recent times. They've also won an impressive number of games. So,
Jida FC.
Jida FC of Grand Jida County, Sweju City.
A long journey.
Jida FC who beat them their debutant to the competition, leader qualified from the National Third Division players and the second division. Let's see which first division opponents Jida will welcome in the city of Zweju for their inaugural performance.
Painesville FC.
Painesville FC. They've won a competition before. They defeated Invisible 11-1-0 through Lawrence Corner strike. I still remember the situation. They've had international competition experience. They did well in CAF level. And we see they also having a fine run in the first division league so far. I mean, Grand Jida County, Radio City, Painesville FC against Jida FC. What do we hope to see? Anthony Shemo.
So again, we look back to our Cups game all over the world. There are a lot of surprises. Yes, Painesville, a lot of experience from the last cup competition, but there have been a few changes in the team in terms of personalities. And looking at Gillette scrubbing very well in the league, I think it's a one-way traffic, even though we expect surprises. But I think Painesville with the current form, free flow in terms of scoring, lively team, Gillette. I saw one of the games, they struggle a lot, even to move the ball forward. So going against Painesville, even though we have to take into consideration the environment, the condition of the pitch, Gillette will be home, want to prove something.
Just less when they see has head
And
coach.
they started the season very bad.
Coach of the Nigeria County.
I think it's a one-way traffic and things they more like to come true.
So let's see what happens in the next match, match number 6. Let's see who comes out.
Downtown FC.
Downtown FC, one of our new first division participants as well. They did well last season, qualified from second division. They had a fine run in the second division league. Let's see who Downtown's opponent for this fixture is. 3-7 division club for Downtown face.
Sunshine Yellow Boys.
Visible 11. Visible 11, they've been one of the top performers in the cup competitions over the last 3 years. They've made it to grand final, they've made it to semi-final, they made it to quarter-final, they made it to semi-finals twice before they won the grand final. They did all of these things while struggling to have a very good form in the league, and they've always shown strength in the cup competitions. We see this season so far, they've started to weaken their rhythm in the second division league. But I mean, a fixture with Downtown FC, with so much young players as well, what do we expect to see in such match?
So we're looking at Downtown changing 1 years since the league started. They have been struggling, just coming from the second division. See one of our historical team going back to the second division is IE. But if you look at IE history, always in difficult time, difficult moment of the club history, they try to do something to to please their fan over the period. So I think it's a good game. It's going to be tough. Looking at the both team form, they are not in that fine form. They are all struggling. Yes, IE tries to show some light to see if they can get better. And I hope Downtown with the new manager just coming. And I think it's going to be a game, a 50-50 game, and maybe that might end into an opening issue.
Showing analysis of the IE Downtown class is 50-50, so we'll go for the next match. This time we start with second division. Let's see who comes out. Winter United, another debutant, they just qualified from the National Television Playoffs. Let's see who went on face in the They've also started well. They've had some good results as a newly promoted club. This time around, they'll test their strength against B Mountain FC, during every in the first division. B Mountain also, they've had serious different form. They've struggled, but it's a cup competition like you say. And unfortunately, where the tracks B Mountain has been unfortunate in this competition.
Yeah, if you look at history of the cup, B Mountain has not been one team that people look up to. Yes, expectation is high in terms of performance-wise. They have not lived up to standard. So looking at Winter, I know they want to do something. They want to go all out to see if they can set history. A new team is coming. So I think again, it's a game that's going to go 50-50.
Okay, let's see. There's rough we are, but let's see this time around the next match from part 2 first. Let's see which club goes. Second division football. In case you're just following, this is the Orange Cup 2025-2026 National League Club, and we're live from the Football Association. Mighty Barrow will host It's just from first division, so let's see Barrow's first division opponent. Barrow's also now having a preferred one so far. They're struggling as well. The campaign so far in the league has not been as many as you would expect.
Wologisi
But they
FC.
will test their strength against newly promoted Wologisi FC. Newly relegated Barrow test their strength against newly promoted Wologisi FC. It's a fixture to look out for. Wologisi have not been so strong. We saw how they dominated second division. Unfortunately, they've had several defeats. Some of them coming at their own venue, so Barrow also has not been doing as people expect. They've not been top in the league. But let's see what happens in this clash, and we can look forward to the next.
Wologisi started the season, showed some flashes in terms of winning against the current champion, FC Fasel. And from there on, you start to struggle. And I think the performance of Reason shows that there's some issues. Mighty Barrow, yes, also struggling in the league. So it's two teams that's deep in form, conceding as well. So, but let's see what's going to happen on the match day.
Okay, so pick our next pair. This time we're first division team. So Mala Drive, Freeport FC. Shows on. Let's see, random. So let's see who Freeport faces. We 7th division club. We play against Freeport. Freeport in fact won the last league match. We also struggled during the course of this season to maintain favorable results. Let's see how this goes. Around.
Samira FC.
Freeport against Samira FC. Samira has a history of upsetting big clubs. I still remember the Marura Club very situation. I remember that team with Willie Jones and the rest of Samira players. But that was several years ago.
Yeah, Freeport are starting the league. Yes, they show some pepper flashes, but after a few games, now we see they changed the manager in between the period.
And they won.
Yeah, and Samira, if you look at the history in the FA Cup, they're always coming to him to bite.
Yes, I mean we saw it last season with D Mountain.
I think it's a tough one based on form and history, but again, I think they'll go to opponent shootout.
Okay, shootout application. So we'll do the next pair.
Borough FC.
Unpredictable Borough FC will host the 2nd division club. Let's see who Borough faces. Borough has been doing well since the appointment of Rio Yanti as head coach. They've maintained a good record at the post facility. And yesterday they came from the back to defeat Heaven 11 in a tough clash.
Susa.
So we will play Sheffield United Sports Association. I ran in Sosa, newly promoted club as well from the 3rd division to 2nd division league. Sosa, they've enjoyed good form. Both Borough as well also enjoyed good form. So it's both teams in good shape. Who do you go for?
So I'm not saying my wife Sosa played since the league started, but over the period looking at the different results, that's tell you they are a good team. They're ready to compete. But looking at Borough FC, most especially having a real young team, a guy that is very high in terms of the way he thinks about football, the way he deals with players, and the way he organizes the team to play. And if you look at the most recent record, like the last game they went down 2-0, coming back, that's a motivation for the team. So I think Borough to go through.
The Borough go through. So we will actually take a quick break so that we'll resume the last pair of matches for you. We're back with the pairs of matches. Now there's 4 in second division, there's 2 in first division. This time we want to start with the selection in part 1. You can pick for us one of the teams in part 1. Who's that login?
Voice from heaven.
The Messengers, Heaven 11, another team that's struggled in the cup competition. Let's see which second division team Heaven 11 will have to play. They lost yesterday a few minutes. Surrender a 2-goal lead.
11, Golden Dream.
And they'll play newly promoted Golden Dream FC. The next pair will pick the final first division ball to end in this case. It's an automatic one. Who comes out?
FC Facel.
Second Missionaries, FC Facel, defending champions of the first division league. Let's see which second division club FC Facel is going to be playing against. Facel, they've struggled as well. Last year they went out of the competition during the preliminary stage. Let's see this time who Facel faced in the preliminary rounds of the competition. NBA Anchors of Coach Samir Kamara.
The Italian Jaffa.
It's a class to see.
Chocolate.
So MPA started winning of late. They won the last 2 games. Facel has been struggling for draw, win, loss, draw, win, loss. What do we expect to see from this class?
I think this is a big match. Looking at MPA, change your manager, bring in Sami Kamara, a young man that feel with a lot of energy, wanting to show something. And I have the opportunity to face the current champion. I think he wants to something. He had won the last 2 games and he took over. And the champion FC Facel has struggled with form since the league started. You notice they're going to go drought. Yeah. They are conceding a lot, change of manager. And I think there are a lot of other factors. And this is going to be one of the biggest games in this Orange Cup. But again, I want to take MPA and go to go for it.
Wow. Let's see what happens in the final pair. This is an all 7 division clash in part 2.
Magibi FC.
Magibi FC, formerly Blue Angels.
Shatta FC.
Who?
Shatta FC.
Shatta Magibi. Oh my give derby. We have a derby finally in the preliminary round. Let's see what happens in this fixture. It's been an entertaining session so far. Anthony will run us through the roster of matches, and then we can be able to close up from there.
Thank you very much, Joel. Thank you very much, Sherman, for the men's category draw. That's how we come to the end of the men's category draw of the 2025-2026 Orange Cup. So in the elimination round, we have CC United up against LPRC Honors. In match 1, we have Dima Kwado up against the Squad Race FC, Watanga FC versus District 17, Kompa FC versus Jubilee FC, Katnozi FC versus Pash FC, TDA FC versus Spainsville FC, Downtown FC up against Invisible 11, Wentan United up against FCB Mountain, Mari Barrow up against Wanagizi FC, Freeport FC versus Samira FC, Borough FC versus Susa of Magidi County, Heaven 11 versus Golden Dream FC, FC Facel versus NP Angos, and Magidi versus Shatta FC. So far so good, those are the pairings in the men's category of the Orange Cup draw. And to our viewers who just joined us, initially we had the draw for the women's category. Just to inform you about how the draw or the pairing went, we have Small Town FC up against Duwali team ranked number 2, F Angels versus Shatta Angels, Lily Warriors versus Tap Tap FC, Ria Moja versus Duwali team ranked number 1, Sion Female Pro versus Bourgeois Queens, Warriors FC versus Duwali team ranked number 4, Determined Girl versus Duwali team ranked number 3, and Falconers versus River Angels.
So before we take the review, it's also important to note the elimination match winner is going to play against Sino MPA Anchors from the 7th division. So whoever wins the match between CC United and LPRC Oilers, they're going to be paired against Sino MPA Anchors during round 2 of the competition. So we're going to roll out Shema. It's an interesting moment. As always, we're grateful for having your presence. I want to say thank you. Thanks to our stakeholders for following. This is how we want to draw the curtains on the 2025-2026 edition of the National the LFA Orange Cup, involving both men and women categories. In case you didn't hear your favorite team, both Blackburn Warriors and Leicester FC will begin their competition in round 3 after we should have had 14 clubs progressing from round 2. So, Anthony, this is how I want to say thank you.
Thank you very much, Joel. Thank you, Sherman, and thanks to our many viewers who tuned into Intersports. Thanks to our partner Intersports as well for bringing this broadcast live to you from the headquarters of the Liberia Football Association. Many thanks to you for following. Until then, goodbye.